Welcome to Tiny Cute Talkers, where we bring you stories that are magically brought to life for kids. This is part 1, The Sword and the Stone. Hello, brave adventurers. Get ready for an amazing story from long, long ago about a brave young boy and a magical sword. Long ago in the land of England, there was a problem. The old king was gone, and no one knew who should rule. Many strong knights tried to pull a magical sword from a stone, for a wise wizard named Merlin said, "Only the true king of England can pull this sword." One day, a young boy named Arthur, who was kind and helpful, was at a big knight's tournament. His stepbrother Sir Kay had forgotten his sword. Arthur, wanting to help, bravely went to find one. He saw the shining sword in the stone, and without knowing its magic, he gently pulled with a soft, magical whoosh. The sword came right out. Young Arthur, the kind and humble boy, was the true king, and so, young Arthur became the king of England. What an amazing start to his story. This has been part 1, The Sword and the Stone. What was your favorite part of Arthur becoming king? Tell us in the comments below. Don't forget to hit the like button if you enjoyed this magical adventure. Subscribe to Tiny Cute Talkers for more amazing stories brought to life. And be sure to click the notification bell so you never miss an exciting new story. Thanks for watching, brave adventurers. Keep being kind and helpful like Arthur, and we'll see you next time on Tiny Cute Talkers. Bye.
This is part 2 of the famous legend. Make sure to watch part 1 before this one so you don't miss any adventures. Welcome back, noble friends. In our last adventure, young Arthur became king. Now, let's see how he built a kingdom of honor and bravery. Once upon a time, in a faraway land filled with magic and adventure, there was a young king named Arthur. King Arthur was a wise and fair ruler. He decided to build a most wonderful castle, a place where everyone could feel safe and happy. He called this amazing castle Camelot. It was a place of beauty and peace. But a king needs brave helpers. So Arthur gathered the best, kindest, and strongest knights from all over the land. Knights like the mighty Sir Lancelot, the gentle Sir Gawain, and the wise Sir Kay. Together, they would become the famous Knights of the Round Table. One day, King Arthur had a great idea. He wanted to build a very special table for his knights. A table with no corners or edges, a table that was perfectly round. So, Arthur gathered the finest woodworkers in the land and told them about his idea. The woodworkers were amazed by the king's idea and set to work right away. They chopped down the trees and began to shape the wood. Soon, they had created something truly magnificent, a large, round table that could seat all of Arthur's knights. When the table was finished, Arthur had it brought into the great hall of Camelot. All of his knights gathered around the table. Arthur stood up and addressed them. "My knights," he said, "this table is a symbol of our brotherhood. We are all equals here, and I want you all to remember that." Then, Arthur took a dagger and carved a design into the table. It was a spiral with 4 points, each one connected to the center. This spiral reminds us that no matter where we are or what we do, we are always connected to each other and to our kingdom, Arthur explained. And so, that's how the Round Table got its start. The knights loved the Round Table. They would meet every morning to discuss their plans for the day. Sometimes they would go on quests to faraway lands. Other times they would help the people of Camelot. But no matter what they did, they always came back to the Round Table. It was their home. It was where they belonged. And so, the Knights of the Round Table became known throughout the land as the bravest, kindest, and most honorable knights. They were always willing to help those in need, and they never failed to uphold the values of their king. The end. What exciting quests will they go on next? Join us next time for part 3 of King Arthur's amazing story. Do you want to join King Arthur and the Knights of the Round Table on their adventures? Do you want to learn about courage, honor, and friendship? If so, make sure to subscribe to our channel. We'll keep you updated on all our latest stories. You can also leave a comment below with your suggestions for future episodes. Who knows? Maybe your ideas will become part of the legend. So don't wait. click that subscribe button and get ready for more exciting tales. You won't regret it. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to hit the like button if you enjoyed the video. Bye bye. This is a Tiny Cute Talkers production. Alright, young adventurers. Gather round for the third part of our incredible story about King Arthur and the Knights of the Round Table. Are you ready to hear how Arthur's knights searched for the magical Holy Grail? Let's begin. Once upon a time, in a faraway kingdom, King Arthur and his brave knights looked after their people and kept their kingdom safe. They were known as the Knights of the Round Table, because they sat around a big, beautiful round table when they had important meetings. Now, one day, while the knights were having one of their meetings, a strange thing happened. A mysterious vision appeared, showing them a glowing cup floating above a misty forest. They couldn't understand what it meant, but it felt like magic. Then, just as suddenly as it appeared, the vision vanished. The knights knew they had to find the magical cup from the vision, so they set off on the adventure of their lives. They rode past tall trees, over sparkling rivers, and through enchanted forests. Finally, they came across a clearing, and there, in the middle, glowing softly, was a cup. It looked like the one from their vision. Could this be the magical Holy Grail? The knights were excited, but they also knew that finding the Grail wasn't easy. It took a very pure and kind heart to locate its hiding place. While they searched, they faced many challenges. They crossed a magical bridge that moved up and down. They walked through a spooky, misty swamp and even made friends with a grumpy but lovable forest creature who liked to stomp his feet and shake his bushy tail. But our brave knights didn't feel scared. They helped each other and stayed positive, knowing that their good deeds would lead them to the Grail. And guess what? They were right. Soon enough, Sir Galahad, the purest knight of all, approached a shimmering cave. Inside, on a golden pedestal, sat the Holy Grail, glowing brighter than the sun. Galahad felt a sense of calm and happiness wash over him. He had found the Grail. When Galahad touched the Grail, a beautiful light filled the cave, showing him visions of peace and joy for all the people in his kingdom. He knew then that the Grail wasn't just a magical treasure, it was a symbol of goodness and hope. From that day on, Sir Galahad became known as the Pure Knight. And the legend of King Arthur and the Holy Grail continued to inspire people for many years to come. What an amazing adventure! Don't forget to leave us a comment telling us what you thought of this story. Also, be sure to give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed watching it. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel to get more magical stories and adventures every week. Thank you for joining us on this magical journey. Until next time, stay curious, stay kind, and remember, the greatest adventures are the ones that make you a better person. Thanks for watching.